welcome back. So this week I decided to go with a little bit different of a video. So instead of me usually creating characters, I'm going to be doing something different. I hope you enjoy. I've been having a little trouble finding time to create a character with school and homework and all that. And I've also been very busy with my family and that sort of life. And I've also been kind of tired of creating characters because I haven't had any really good ideas that have inspired me. So, I hope you enjoy this. And if you have any ideas, I could do a video where it's just creating comments, my commenters' ideas or something. I'm sorry that this week's a little different, but I still hope you enjoy. Have a good week.
But I'm going to a new channel
quick
photo
disclaimer
because
for
it
the
has
video.
my first channel on there, and I thought,
This video is kind of Halloween themed, but it's because I really got
don't
into
be like,
the
oh
spooky
no, she's
season,
changing
energy
everything.
a week after Halloween,
Which I don't expect.
which is when I did all this.
But, I don't know.
These are also just me coloring. It's not me actually drawing.
I'm really
so
just changing the
spoiler,
fact
sorry.
that I'm
I
gonna
don't
have
know
a
if
new
you
intro.
love too much, but I will be kind of talking about the drawings and then also
shorter.
just talking
Or not
about
short. What is
art
it?
in general. So I hope
Well,
you
I
enjoy.
mean, my
Okay,
intros are pretty short, but
I'll let you enjoy
it's
it now.
just gotta look a bit different.
Okay, here is the first drawing I did, or coloring I did. I didn't film it, I just did it on my own time, so I was just showing the result of it. And this is this one. I think I accidentally did not get me drawing the first part of this on camera, or I lost the video to it, or something. I'm not exactly sure. It's a little confusing. But yeah, I do have this footage. It's also a little weird because I did these drawings in a different app, so I kept having to hit the record button instead of it just recording like it usually does in my other videos. So in those videos, my app records every time I draw, and I just slow them down or speed them up to make it fit into the video. Well, for this, I always had to hit the record button, which sometimes I'd forget to do. But this was kind of me just zoning out and coloring because I think we were on fall break or something, so I had free time. And I will honestly say she was lucky to have that much free time because the whole reason I haven't been able to do drawings lately is A, I haven't gotten ideas, but B, I just haven't had time as well because my family does sports and I have a bunch of homework and I have a bunch of school, and so I luckily got this to fit into this time little zone. And so, yeah. I was really hoping I would get some drawings done because I wanted to post a proper video this week since last week I wasn't even able to post a video. But I just in general didn't have the time to draw. So I was hoping that this could make up for it. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, this is me just drawing and coloring and doing all these little details that are sometimes hard to tell. I don't know what I'm doing there. I think my iPad does a weird thing where every now and then I can't touch the screen and hold my fake Apple Pencil thing. So it was giving me a lot of trouble doing that. I think I'm just trying to show off my first piece here. Oh no, I'm trying to get the color from the cat. I see what I'm doing. That confused me for a second. Because there's another cat in this photo, which I try to bring back the original photo's colors and all that into the new one, which I really liked how that turned out. Yeah, it's just me coloring for a minute. But yeah. So I was trying to go for a spooky vibe, but not Halloween death spooky, sort of just cozy Halloween fall. I was trying to stick to the same color palette because I wanted it to look like the same person and the same home. But it was just real. I would recommend doing this. The way I did this actually is an app called Sketchbook. And what you do is you get the app and then you go and you search on Google whatever. So in this scenario, I search spooky, cute coloring pages. And I found this one, and so so you save it to your photos. And then you go into this, you add the photo onto a layer. You hit darken. So you hit it, and then you go to I think it's called filters or layers or something. Let me search real fast. Ah, I see. So it's called blending. And so you hit darken, and then you go to the layer below it, and you just start coloring. And you can go outside the lines, but you can't go over the lines, which is what's really nice. Yeah, so it's really nice, it's really simple, it's really easy, and it's super satisfying to do. I don't know if you can do it on other apps or not. I haven't tried doing it. But I honestly just think it's more fun than just trying to be because I have a very wiggly hand, which is why I have to use references so much in my drawings. And sometimes a lot of times I'll even have to outline an already made version of the animal's body shape because my hand is so unstable. And I've been writing and drawing for years now, and my hand is still so unstable that it's really hard for me to draw with thin or just draw on my own. I'm also really bad at proportioning. So this was really satisfying because I didn't have to focus on not going over the line. I could just not go over the line. Which I know sounds kind of stupid, but it's just what it is. So here I accidentally forgot to hit record. And so I lost so much of me doing this. Here, it kept drawing over it instead of under it, and I got so confused for a second, and then I realized I was just on the wrong layer. So that's just me showing what I did. And then I also added a little branch in the picture. I don't know if you saw that. You can go back and see that. But then this is me starting a new one. I really like this one because it's just, it's on a laptop. It's just cozy. It's comfortable. It's snowing outside, so it's kind of getting winter, which I really like because it's you get to follow the ghost in all seasons, but I only got to winter before this video had to be over by. Which this is a whole lot of footage, so it's gonna take a while to go through this. But it's really just me coloring, and I really did enjoy doing this because it was just fun and creative without having to overthink things. And digital coloring is so nice because it's so easy to just color without having to swap colors, or you can just take the iPad around everywhere. So it's a flat surface. You don't need a flat surface, which is something that always bugged me about coloring books. And it's also just calming, and whenever you fill it in on the iPad, it's really satisfying. And I wasn't getting as many hand cramps as I do when I'm doing it in real life, not on the iPad. But I honestly just loved doing these, and it's so satisfying and so peaceful, and so just let your mind turn off but still be creative, which is what I really liked. And for some reason I'm trying to show these off a million times. Can we get to the point? But yeah, I just enjoy it, and the color swapping's easy, and the coloring is easy, and you don't have to worry about them bleeding or colored pencils having trouble coloring over big areas, or markers just not looking completely perfect, or paint being all sticky. It's just color, and then don't worry at all because you're fine. I would recommend using the pen tool, but this might bug you, but sometimes if you zoom in, you can see the little pen marks. So that might bug some people. It didn't bug me enough to redo them or to just change my tool when I didn't really know too much about this app. Because I don't like the marker because it's like a real marker. The paintbrushes are just, it's actually acting like paint, which I think is really nice, but it's kind of annoying to work with. The pencil is, it just looks like a pencil. And so the colors are kind of meh. And then the airbrush is so hard to use for me. The only thing I don't really like is the erasers. I feel like they're kind of cheap. They're not, which, I mean, you don't really pay for them. But I feel like they're just really hard to use sometimes. I mean, I truthfully feel like the coverage is kind of sloppy in some areas, but the areas you don't want to erase, it erases. The areas you do want to erase, it doesn't erase. So you have to have the settings perfect on those, which it's not too hard because with the pen you can just like color over and stuff, but whenever I would get on the outside, I would usually just change my pen to white instead of having to deal with the erasers. Which is kind of my only pet peeve. I really do like using sometimes if I'm just feeling loosey-goosey and random, I will use the little symmetrical tool and I will just draw the most random things. Like, I think I once draw a donut that became a gender reveal donut that became some reason someone was pouring something out of like an old kettle onto a gender revealed donut, and then apparently the gender was a girl. It was probably the weirdest thing I've ever colored. Well, maybe when I was a kid I did something more random. But that's all I can remember. That's the weird thing. The ruler is kind of nice. I didn't use it too much during these because I was coloring. And yep, right there, lost some footage. But anyway, it was kind of nice using the ruler. And other things I've done. The fill-in tool, that one's nice. I like using that whenever there's just a huge area to fill in. So that's my thought. Adding a photo is really nice. The shapes I haven't tried. The text I haven't tried. But I know my grandpa used to use this app, and he used to only use like text and stuff. So I'm guessing it's pretty good. So here I actually made the mug look like the cat, and then I made the pillows look like the cat. Which I think is just, oh, such a cute idea. Every now and then it'll just stop, which is because I sometimes would get unfocused or someone would talk to me or something. I love the way I did the iPad, and I'm so sad that I lost that footage. Me and my sister actually were doing both of these at the same time. So once I got to this part, I started rushing a little bit more and trying to go fast because we were kind of like competing to see who could finish first, even though we didn't classify it. It wasn't like, hey, you want to do a competition about who can finish first? Yeah, it was just, we were starting to get a little bit more like, who can finish first? I also changed the headphones because I didn't like just the gray. I thought it was kind of boring. And we already had a gray Ghost and a gray like laptop, which I love the fact that I put the case. And then I added some stitches and a line down the middle so I can include my three main colors, which, and here I went very severe. In the first one I feel like it was kind of, second one more, this one a lot. The main colors are just orange, green, and purple with hints of pink and hints of browns, and then a little bit of black and a little bit of gray. And that was kind of like, that's your color palette for this entire thing. And I think that was just because I was trying to do like a spooky vibe. And so I was like, okay, I need colors that involve spooky. But I was full blown like Halloween, spooky, fall, the week after Halloween. Like I was listening to Halloween playlists. I was doing these coloring books. I was just being so entertained by the idea of Halloween. I have no idea why, and I'm already over it. Oh, yep, there. More footage lost. Because for some reason, I always forget to hit the pause button. My sister also would distract me a lot during this one because we were doing it together, and she cannot sit still for too long. Oh, I didn't know if you noticed by now, but I have a sister. I will not share any information about her either. which I don't share too much information about myself. I talk about my life a little bit, and then I talk about a few things, like you've heard about my school, and you heard my name, and you know I live in a kind of small town. And right now, you know I have a sister. And I'm pretty sure that's all I've talked about, but I might have said more by accident. But I don't remember saying more. But yeah, she just kept not wanting to sit here and keep coloring, which I found very entertaining and satisfying, while she found it just annoying and kind of a time taker that she didn't want to be doing. So it was a little bit of just me and her disagreeing for a bit. I have no idea why this is so long and I'm not seeing any changes made. Sorry, my throat has been super dry today, so I'm having some trouble. I think I was actually looking at my sisters and talking to her about like what she thought I should do. So the snow and the outside, I was having trouble deciding because I was like, I don't know what color to do this. I don't really want to go outside the theme, but it is supposed to be more winter. And I was fighting with myself like, okay, back and forth. So I think I ended up going with it just being like icy blue on the windowsills. Would you have a little bit of trouble seeing for some reason? And this is another point in time where my iPad was glitching out with the Apple Pencil. So sometimes you just won't see me doing anything, and then all of a sudden it'll be colored, which is why I find really annoying. Because like, bam, it just skips that. That was one video. It wasn't two different videos that were cut up where I colored in between. It was just my iPad was acting up so bad. And I think it was just because of the fact that I was downloading a bunch of these images. I was videoing a bunch of these videos, and I was just using my iPad such a long time. And I also don't remember completely, but I do remember my iPad being low charged almost the entire time during this process. It was plugged up while coloring this one. Like, it was plugged up in the wall and I was still coloring it because the way my room is designed, I can be on my bed coloring and still plugging my iPad because of where the outlet is. So I have an outlet at my little desk, vanity area, which I use more for a study area. And then I have one right behind my bed. And then I have one at the foot of my bed. So I don't have a crazy lot of outlets, but I have enough to charge some things. Which, the only annoying part is I can't even use the outlet behind my bed because I have two things plugged up there. So my phone has to sit on my vanity, which is kind of far from my bed, making it where I can't really hear my alarm in the morning. This one I was being so messy about, though. Sorry, that was a big squirrel. I was just not really caring. I was like, whatever, I'm going to color it anyway. And I don't remember when, but I think there was one point that I actually got a little annoyed because I was like, okay, I've done this so many times now. Is that ever going to stop? But another thing I really liked doing with these was making little hints where if it's like, you only know what this means if you've seen the last one and the one before. And then I also did things that were just funny and weird. So like, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes I'd make it where one of the legs of the chair or the couch or the table was a different color wood. And so in this scenario, I did that on the shelf. Spoiler, sorry if you were trying to look for it and didn't have enough time. But I just thought that was a cute idea, and I liked how it was just mismatched for no reason. Sorry, I'm guessing because of the fact that my throat is dry and I've been talking a whole lot, I'm starting to get more and more tongue twisters for no absolute reason, but okay. I was getting kind of close here, and some of the colors, I'm just me bugging myself about this, that, the other, whatever. But I really did enjoy this process, and I found it really fun to just color this one because of the fact that there was just so much opportunity to bring the other two into it, and there was so much creative opportunities in this one, which I feel like the other two did have. The first one was a little bit, not as much creative opportunity. The second one had more, and this one had more, which probably is completely wrong, but I don't really care. Another thing I did do, though, was finding contrasting colors sometimes to just make it look better. So, like, how red and green look good together because they're, like, contrasting. I did that a little bit, which I just thought was fun and kind of different and just weird. I also did do, on the first one, I don't know if you saw that or not, it has like a fireplace right there. And so I added a little bit of a brick texture to the fireplace because it was kind of just solid. I think it was supposed to be a metal one, but I made it a brick one because I just thought that would look better. And I also, the first one, I was doing it with two friends of mine. We were all coloring it separately, though. And I saw another girl do it, and I thought that was such a good idea, so I decided to do it a different way than her so that I wasn't completely copying her, but I still got something interesting out of it. And then on the second one, I did the stones looking a bit weird. See, this is where it started bugging me, because I had no idea what to do for the walls, because I didn't like doing the orange because it matched the box right there. But then I didn't want to do pink because I felt like the pink was such a little used color, which is why I liked it. So I ended up with this like kind of burnt orange color because I still wanted to use orange on the walls, just not the exact same color because you have the wall decor right there and then you have the jukebox right there. So I finally just became decisive and picked this color, which I honestly really do like. And I just think it's a good color in general. This is kind of just getting down to the nitty-gritty of me just coloring things. Just the wallpaper and the flooring, which I think was really irritating. I have been trying to color a bit more, and I actually have finished a few more of these. I don't know if it was before this one or after, but I did do another one that wasn't this ghost or anything. It was just like an item with some random things around it. I did enjoy that one. That one was pretty simple and pretty easy to do. Another thing about these, though, is they feel so rewarding. Because you spend, like, max 30 minutes. Well, maybe not max, but, like, depending on who you are. So, for me, this one of these might have took me, like, 30 minutes. But at the very end, you get this super cute picture of just something random. And you could even do ones you could actually use. So, like, your room is, I don't know, preppy theme. Well, you could find a smiley face photo with some detailing, and then you could color it however you like, and then print it out, put it in a frame, and put it in your room. So it can still be very useful in ways. I honestly feel like that's a cute idea. I wouldn't do a smiley face because I don't really count myself as preppy. I don't try and be preppy. I just try and be a human being. But they can be useful or they can just be fun. And it's just really satisfying seeing the work you've done after you've done it, just because it's just a nice little reward. And just seeing these put together, it was just such a vibe and a mood. And it just kind of made me be a bit more happy, smiles, whenever I was getting annoyed or anything. But yeah, this is me just doing a few touch-ups, I think. And then I finally have decided what I want to do for the window. And so I'm just like, I'm going to do the light blue snow, and then I'm going to do the gray. So it's kind of cold and stuff. I don't like doing anything, just leaving it white. I will use a white color and paint it white. And I would rather do that than just leave an area that was already white. I don't know why, but a lot of times I hate doing white because I can't tell where I've colored A, and B, it doesn't feel as rewarding, so I'll do a very light gray. So whenever you're up close, you can tell where I've colored and where I haven't, but once it's completely colored, you can't really tell the difference between it and a white. Far away, up close, it's a little easier to tell, but Or sometimes far away, it's a little easier to tell, but it's just really satisfying. And yep, this is the final result, I think. I think I'm just going in and touching up a few things where you can see like the orange pillow, it's a little bit white, and just random things around the room. I think I accidentally got the ghost a little dirty here, but I fixed that up. And that's all. Thank you all for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this week. I know it's a little bit longer and a little bit different from what I usually do. I was trying to branch out and do something different, and I've also just been kind of down on ideas. So if you have any ideas, let me know, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!